running a greenhouse is really really cool for me. It's something that I've always dreamed of doing. I studied greenhouse operations, and ever since I was a little kid, I've always been working with plants with my father. So having a greenhouse is really cool, interesting. It doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like I own a business and then I'm actually working every day. So it's really fun to have. It has its benefits and it has its downfalls, but overall it's really enjoyable to be working in this environment. Yeah. Truthfully, I kind of fell into orchids a little bit. Back in college, I did some work with orchids, but your standard oncidiums or phalaenopsis, some cymbidiums. But really, about 6 years ago, I wanted to just kind of have some orchids in my home. So I wanted to grow orchids at my home. So I came across this company, Marlow Orchids, and came here, visited with the owners at the time, and just to pick out a few things for the house. And I just kind of, from there, went from only knowing a little bit about orchids to falling in love with the vast array of orchids. I mean, this is one of the largest families in the world. So there's a lot of uniqueness and a lot of different styles, textures, and characters with orchids. So I just kind of fell in love and went from just having a few in my home to volunteering to working to owning the company. There's a couple of things. Certainly we haven't been able to do the shows that we normally do. One of our biggest things we do is shows. So we do about 12 shows a year. We haven't been able to do that. We've had to limit the number of open houses we do, and then obviously we do only by appointment schedules right now because we are a small operation. On the flip side of that, COVID has also really driven people back to growing plants in their homes. So we've seen a large increase in interest in orchids and in sales. And so while the pandemic in a lot of ways has been very trying and bad, the bright spot for us is that it is made people more interested in plants again and has helped us as a business. Yeah, so there's a couple of things. I would say the common misconception is that orchids are hard to grow. Almost anybody who's new or just has a phalaenopsis from the grocery store that comes here, they go, they're so hard to grow, and I don't know how to do it. I don't think I can keep them alive. And the next question I always ask them is, well, do you grow other plants? And usually the answer is yes. And I tell them, orchids, while there are nuances to different orchids, as long as you know your environment, you know what the orchid need is, and you're consistent, they're pretty easy to grow. If you have an interest in orchids, don't be afraid to try them out. There's always an orchid for every level of experience. And again, most orchids can be grown by anybody as long as you're consistent with what you're doing. So I would say don't be fearful of trying out orchids. They're not as difficult as people